Hey guys, I'm back again with another quick video I want to share with you all, and this is going to be real quick and straight to the point. I was sitting here earlier today, and I was actually doing which I normally do every so often, every few months or whatever. It's just going to do some comparison, and the comparison is with the old Courtney versus the new Courtney, and also taking it a step further with what I want Courtney to be in the future. So in the midst of me doing that, I realized that I've changed a lot as far as when it comes to the way when it comes to the people in my life. And when I say that, and that's pretty much how what I accept, what I don't accept, what I allow, what I don't allow, what I agree with, what I don't agree with, even in my beliefs, there has been change, and the people in my life have went through the change with me, and pretty much it kind of showed me who was with Courtney and who wasn't. So just real quick, I just want to share with you 5 things on what we can do and what I've done to teach people how to treat you. You know, oftentimes we hear how we are experiencing someone mistreating us, and they're talking to us any kind of way, and they're being disrespectful, they're not loving, they treat me like a doormat, they only call me when they want something, or they only call me when they on payday, or whatever the case may be. And you have to really come to a realization to take accountability, to be like, yes, the reason why they are treating you this way is because you are allowing it. So if it's something that is unsettling within your spirit, within your soul, within your world that you don't like, that someone on the outside is doing, then it's your responsibility to set those boundaries. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share with you 5 things that you can do to teach people how to treat you. And like I said, you know, I've done it. I'm doing it, and when I tell you, it eliminates a lot of stress, it eliminates a lot of anxiety, and it makes my life, my world so smooth sailing, because at the end of the day, I am the CEO of my world. I run it by the grace of God, of course. And I have to take accountability on what I will accept and what I don't accept. So number 1, the first thing that I think that we need to do in teaching others in our world and people who are coming into our world how to treat you is we need to really know who we are. We need to take a moment to sit back and really do some soul searching and say, hey, this is who I am. This is what I believe. This is what I like. This is what I don't like. This is what I will accept. This is what I won't accept. These are my deal breakers. This is what I will not compromise with. We have to really be open and honest and really get to that vulnerable place and just do a little soul searching. And even if you have to take it a step further and write it down to say, this is me. This is who I am. This is what it is. It is unapologetically, this is me. So the first thing that you really need to do is to know who you are. In order to teach people how to treat you, you need to know you. So you have to take that moment to really do some evaluation, some analyzing, some praying, some soul searching. Ask God to reveal these things to you so that you can know. Because oftentimes those who, especially if you're a very passive person, you've been kind of like a wind. Wherever the wind blows, you're going. You never were really rooted. And even when the wind blew a certain way, if you wasn't comfortable with it, you didn't say anything. You just went along with the flow. Well, at the age that I am and the things that I want for my life, I don't have time to be going with the flow. I have to be rooted in something and have it concrete and go and really go with what I like and what I will allow. So the first thing that I think that you need to do is to know who you are. So number 2 is to be honest. Be honest. When you're making your list and you're writing down what it is, what it isn't, what I'll compromise with, what I won't compromise, things of that nature, be honest with yourself. It's about you, no one else. So don't say, hey, you know I like him and he's this type of person, or he likes to do this, that, so I'm going to compromise what I am or what I like because he likes it, so I'm going to put it on this. No, don't do that. If you don't like a certain type of thing or whatever, or don't believe in a certain type of thing, don't compromise. Be honest with yourself and just say, hey, this is what it is. So that's number 2. After you've written your list and to really, really find out and do some soul searching on who you are, number 2 is that you need to be honest with that list. Like, really just don't fabricate the situation. Be honest. So that's number 2. And number 3 is when we're honest, we need to now learn how to be confident and set healthy boundaries. Meaning that if there's certain places that you don't want to go anymore, you need to let it be known, hey, I love hanging with you, but I don't go here anymore. Or if there's certain things that you used to do, hey, I love hanging with you, you cool, whatever, you're my girl, my friend or whatever, family member, but I'm not going there anymore. Even when it comes to how they treat you as far as your resources. I know you used to come and go when you get ready, but hey, now you can't do that. I know you always used to call me whenever you need something. Can't too much do that anymore. I know whenever time the situation gets bad, I used to be your yes girl, and oh yeah, okay, whatever you say, baby, this type. No, I can't really be that ride or die shit like that anymore for you. I have boundaries, I have things, and this is how my life is rocking right now. So you need to really set those boundaries and be confident when you're delivering it to them, so that they will know this is how you are. I'm not that old person anymore, and they need to respect it. So once you set those boundaries, the third thing I think that is very imperative that you need to do is that you need to learn how to speak up. Vocalize those things. Let it be known that this is what it is to those people who are in your life. Even if those who are coming into your life, don't try to put so much on to where you're just accepting what is when you know that you don't really rock that way, when you know that you really don't like this or don't really accept this. If someone, the way that they used to talk to you was very disrespectful, they used to put you down and say certain things, you'd be like, hey, whoa, you don't get to talk to me like that anymore. If I don't curse and do all that name calling with you, then I'm expecting the same respect in return. And then if they can't accept those boundaries, and when you're speaking up and telling them this, hey, this is what it is, if they can't respect that, then you just need to let them know that there's going to be consequences. Which brings me to number 5. So number 5 is that we need to carry out consequences. When we have set our boundaries and we've let it be known that this is what it is, communicating with them, because and let me just back up a little bit. The reason why you want to communicate, I know oftentimes we just want to say, well, this is what I am, either they like it or they don't or whatever, because you have people in your life that are going to be there. For an example, the mother of your child, the father of your child, relatives and things of that nature, that you may still have to communicate on some level with them. So if they are used to talking to you a certain type of way or treating you less than or whatever, and it goes back to accountability, you allowed it, so they thought it was okay, so they rock with it. And now that you've changed, you need to verbalize those things to them and let them know, so that way you are effectively communicating to them what it is and where I am now. Now that you've communicated with them, now the ball is in their court. Now what are you going to do with that? Are you going to respect and deliver, or are you going to continue to act out this way? And if they choose to act out this way, cool. And you have nothing to do with that. That is out of your control. Your control is how you respond to it. So that's why I think it's very important that you let them know that this is how I am now. This is what it is. And granted, just a side note, because this is the new you, it may take a minute or two for them to adjust to who you are now and accept your wills and your ways and your wishes. So they may slip up, they may miss the bar a few times, but if they become a repeat offender, then you need to cut them off. You need to really put down that law. And which brings me, like I said, to number 5, which is consequences. If, for example, if someone is used to talking to you a certain time when they don't get your way, when you tell them no, finally you say, this isn't working for me, no, you can't come over, no, I'm not letting you borrow this, or no, I don't have any money, or no, you can't do this, or whatever the case may be, and you tell them no, and now all of a sudden, oh, wait a minute, I'm not used to this person, it's used to you acting this way, so now they want to come at you disrespectful and call you all kinds of names, this and the other, what are your consequences for that? Are you going to hang up the phone? Are you going to dismiss them? Are you going to cut them off? Whatever the case may be, whatever consequence you come up with that works with you, you better make sure you carry it out. Because if you don't, what you're doing is that you're saying that, yeah, I said all this stuff, but it's still okay. It's still okay for you to treat me this type of way. It's still okay for you to talk to me this type of way. It's still okay for you to use me. And what you're telling, what they're going to do is really be calling you bluff anyway. So when you set those consequences, it's imperative that you carry it out, because it's letting them know that you mean business. And then the consequences are going to do one or two things. Either they're going to, when they see that, dang, she's serious, they're going to make a more conscious effort. If they're willing to stay in your life or want to respect you for who you are, they're going to make a conscious decision to be like, okay, I'm upset, I'm angry, but I know I can't talk to her this kind of way because she'll do this, or this is the consequence. I know that he or she won't allow this anymore, and I know I really want them in my life, so I'm going to make that change. And then if the consequence is too unbearable, they're going to flee. They're going to go, which is a good thing, because you don't want anybody in your world, in your life, that does not accept or respect who you are at this moment. So, like I said, those are the top 5 things that I can think of that I think is very important, just a beginner, to that we need to start incorporating when we are teaching people how to treat us. And we need to keep in mind that a lot of times, the reason why they are treating us this way is because it's very plain and simple. We allow it. We allowed them to come and go when they got ready. We allowed them to use us. We allowed them to mistreat us. We allowed them to talk to us any type of way. We allowed them to dump all their problems on us and just leave it there. We allowed them to, this friendship, to just be one-sided. We allowed them to use us. So now that it's starting to bother you, you need to take initiative and take a charge over your life and say, hey, this isn't working for me anymore. Can't really rock like this anymore, whatever. So take the proper steps to make those changes so that you can teach newcomers on how to treat you and retrain those who are currently in your life how to treat you at this current moment. And another thing is that I don't want you to do is let them make you feel bad about these changes, because they will. Especially if you're dealing with someone with a narcissistic personality, they're going to try to make it seem as if, oh, you're changing, you think you're better than somebody else, you are you're no different than I am, and I don't like you anymore. And then they're probably going to gossip and all this other stuff, but you have no control over that. Let them do them. You just make sure you continue to do you and live your life and be happy with the life that you chose for yourself. Because at the end of the day, you have to live with you. You have to be responsible for what you let in those gates and what you allow out of it. So boundaries are important. Make sure you carry out those consequences is very important. And another thing is to verbally speak up and communicate what those changes are in your life. So love yourself enough to know that you are deserving to have people in your life, in your world, that are going to respect you from the inside out, from top to bottom, all around. And if they can't, you can chunk a deuces at them, because they was not worthy enough to be in your life in the first place. So I just hope that these 5 things help you. Again, like I said, I can go on and on, but those are just the top 5 things that I can think of. So love yourself enough to know that you deserve all or nothing. And remember that self-love is truly the best love. Peace.